The privilege of a lifetime is being who you are. Joseph Campbell, author of The Hero with a Thousand Faces. I got a comment the other day on one of my videos, and it talked about powerlifting and what you got out of powerlifting or what you got out of strength training. And to paraphrase what he said, he basically said that strength training, powerlifting has allowed him to accept himself. In a favorite book of mine by Jack Welch, he's a CEO of GE. It's an old book. I don't know. I think it's 15 years old now. But I remember listening to it, and he talked about, one thing that it takes to be a CEO is to be comfortable in your own skin. And it's one of the hardest things that I think some of us, struggle with. And I can relate to the comment I got because it's helped me in the same exact way. It has built a ton of self-confidence. It has made me accept myself. It's in a society where, well, in America anyway, in the bubble that we live in, we have a tendency to forget that there's just other places that have it more difficult. And we have the privilege of having these first world problems where we have to deal with our image, our self-esteem, depression, where there are people out there who are suffering because they don't have any water, they don't have any food, they don't have any shelter. I put this post today on my Facebook wall, and the status was, how do you know that you've made it? This is a personal question, you keep it to yourself, is how do you know you've made it? How do you know you've actually made it? And at one point, it was, for me at least, money. Lots of money. Lots and lots of money. And I'm still moving in that direction, but I'm beginning to realize I don't need a ton to be happy. Now, don't get me wrong. I want ridiculous success. I still have that inner drive to be a millionaire, or whatever that means. That feeling of being able to be free from work. That's why I do these videos. That's why I do blog posts. That's why I'm making a podcast. That's why I want to do what I love. I want to change the world. I want to make a mark on the world in some way. And I know a big part of being a millionaire or being rich, however you want to call it, is you have to help a lot of people. There's always ways around helping a lot of people, but for the most part, you have to help a lot of people. And Zig Ziglar said, what does he say? It's like, if you help enough people get what they want, you get what you want. Bunch of quotes today, huh? I'm thinking about these goals of mine, right? Wanting to be rich, wanting to be semi-famous. The big part of it is I just want to wake up every day, do what I absolutely enjoy and love, and get paid for it. And I think some of you that are listening are feeling the same way. But I guess veering off topic, I don't even know where I'm going with what I'm saying, but I want something to say that I don't know what to say, because this has 8 minutes to fill, because I have a lot of footage. I'm doing a Ed Coan workout program. This is actually March 10th, this workout. I'm posting this video on April 2nd, so this is like almost a month ago. And the workout calls for, based on my percentages and based on my goals, was to do 450 for a set of 2. And I kind of fell off track because I wanted to lift heavier. But then it has this grueling circuit at the end. It sucks. Well, actually, after you do a double for 450, I have to do 8 sets of 3 speed pulls with 360. In this case, I think in this workout, what I did was I did 475. And I did 475 for a double, and then I did 385 for a bunch of triples, I'm pretty sure. So if you're still with me, let me get back on track. I talked about what I meant was, how do you know you've made it? And a lot of what we want in life, especially when you're young, is very material. And it depends on how you grew up and kind of the conflicts and ups and downs and emotional ups and downs and waves inside your household. You kind of have these anchors for what you feel is important. And for a long time, I never believed how important family is. And if you happen to be a person that is very strong family oriented, I mean, you're in a really good place, because a lot of the time, your family will pretty much always love you for the most part. For me, with my background and kind of what I've had to struggle with, is sort of having to define myself. And it's kind of been a little bit of a torment, because I always tell myself, in a matter of maybe different words that I'm not sure of, is I'm not good enough. And it's never enough. And for the first time in my life, I'm pretty happy. If I'm not able to progress my career or business any further, of course I'll be disappointed, but I'm still going to make a living. I'm still going to provide for my family. I have 3 beautiful children, and I have a beautiful wife. I got a supportive household. I mean, nothing's perfect, but I just want the best for them. So I've already made it. And I don't mean to say this to brag. I mean to share this because I'm sure there's got to be something in your life. You're not me. You don't have the same situation as me. And arguably, some of you are either better off or worse. I don't know where you're at, but I know that there's something in your life that's pretty awesome. And I'm sure there's at least one thing. And it starts with appreciating that thing. And sometimes it's very difficult to do that. But, one of the things that's taken me a long time to do is to really appreciate the smallest things in your life. The ability to deadlift, the ability to squat, the ability to bench, the ability to go to a gym, the ability to microwave food, the ability to eat whatever you want and do whatever you want. Freedom. It's just appreciation. It's kind of hard to appreciate stuff when it's like you almost have to beat yourself up. I don't know how you might be, but I sometimes have to beat myself up so badly that to deserve what I have, mentally, I mean, and maybe physically too, right? Or to drive yourself forward towards your goal. Like, you're not good enough, or I'm not good enough, so I need to work harder. I need to push myself. But the one of the other quotes and thoughts I've always had in my head, the biggest challenge I think a lot of people struggle with, or what I struggle with, is to appreciate what you have, enjoy what you have, while you pursue what you want. Pursue that you have these abilities to do these things, but at the same time, pursue that bigger goal. Be hungry and be, another quote, like, be hungry, be foolish, right? Steve Jobs. You just have to have fun, and you gotta push yourself so that you can get the most out of life. But even though you might not get everything you want, don't beat yourself up. Appreciate that you have air. Appreciate the smallest things. And it's easier said than done, I get it, but I don't know, maybe in my emotion and what I'm sharing in this sort of random message of blah, hopefully the message gets across. If you happen to be still watching, the question of the day is, why do you compete? Why do you compete in powerlifting? Why do you compete in sports? Why do you compete in CrossFit? Why do you compete in anything? And if it's not powerlifting, I like to hear what it is, or maybe something you've done in the past and why you did it. Was it because of friends? Was it because you were good at it? Was it because you just wanted to do it? Personal satisfaction? Maybe elaborate more for me, because what I'm going to do is I'm making a podcast. It's a good story that I'm making, and I'm trying to collect information. I want to get some feedback. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next video.